Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Ningninem Hangsing with the evening news. First, the headlines. President Ram Nath Kovind says central and state governments are working with judiciary for a better judicial system in the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon citizens to continue the efforts to protect human values. Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam holds review meeting on COVID-19. India and Australia holds 2+2 Ministerial Dialogue. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 6 feet for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-239-78046 and 1075 and state helpline numbers 1800-345-0019. And now the news. President Ram Nath Kovind said central and state governments are working with judiciary for a better judicial system in the country. The president, speaking at the foundation stone-laying ceremony for Uttar Pradesh National Law University and new building complex of Allahabad High Court in Prayagraj, said people have immense belief in the judiciary of the country but still hesitate to come to the courts. Kovind said this situation should change and it will only happen when all stakeholders come together and become sensitive. Talking about the recent inclusion of women judges in the Supreme Court, President said women generally have a tendency to perform their duties with judicial prudence and for which there is a need to increase the number of women in the courts. Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju in his speech said government wants to work in collaboration with the judiciary and is taking all necessary steps to strengthen the judicial system. Rijiju also noted that justice to the common man is important and timely delivery of justice must be made a priority. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the state-of-the-art Sardar Dham Bhavan through video conferencing at Ahmedabad. The Sardar Dham is equipped with hostel, library, career guidance, multi-purpose auditorium and training center for boys and girls coming from rural areas. Addressing the event, Prime Minister said the hostel facility will help many girls to come forward and will serve as a source of youth empowerment. During the occasion, Modi also called upon the citizens to continue the efforts to protect human values. Referring to the 9/11 terror attack in 2001, Prime Minister said this date in the history of the world is known for the attack on humanity, but this date also taught a lot to the whole world. He said a century ago in 1893, Swami Vivekananda introduced the world to the human values of India at the World Parliament of Religions held in Chicago. During the event, Modi also announced to establish a chair in the name of Subramanya Bharati in Banaras Hindu University. Prime Minister said Subramanya Bharati Chair on Tamil Studies will inspire the students and researchers to work towards nation building. Modi further added that the government is making continuous efforts to bring forward all sections of the society who have been left behind. He said works have been done to ensure rights of Dalits and backwards, and 10% reservations have been given to the economically weaker sections. Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam today held a review meeting with the core committee of the State COVID-19 War Room in the Chief Secretary's conference room to discuss the overall status of COVID-19 in the state, lockdown measures and preparation for the third wave of the pandemic. This news comes to you from the station of All India Radio Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on our YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. India and Australia held 2+2 Ministerial Dialogue in the national capital. Union External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar in his opening remarks during the dialogue said both the countries are meeting at a very crucial time when, along with the pandemic, the geopolitical environment is in a rapid flux. Jaishankar said the two countries with other like-minded partners should respond adequately to safeguard their national interests as well as ensure a peaceful, stable and prosperous Indo-Pacific region. Jaishankar said the meeting is an opportunity to review and take forward the comprehensive strategic partnership for another meeting between the prime ministers of two countries later this month in the United States. India is committed to building a robust partnership with Australia for the security and growth of the entire region. India-Australia partnership is based on shared vision of free, open, inclusive and rule-based Indo-Pacific region. Government has exempted 165 District Mineral Foundation (DMF) from income tax payment. In a series of tweets, Union Minister of Coal and Mines Prahlad Joshi said the collections under DMF as well as interest accrued will be exempted. Joshi expressed hope that the decision will result in more fund availability with the trusts and ensure better implementation and outcome-oriented activities for the welfare of mining-affected people. The DMF is a non-profit statutory trust for districts affected by mining-related operations. It was initiated to ensure that funds collected under DMF are utilized for the welfare of those affected by mining-related operations. Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani has resigned from the post. Rupani met Governor Acharya Devrat and handed over his resignation. Rupani thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi and party's High Command for giving him the opportunity to serve the people of Gujarat. He said the development process in Gujarat will continue in the state with more energy under the leadership of the Prime Minister. Rupani said he is ready to take on any responsibility given by the party High Command. The resignation is an indication of the change in leadership as the state prepares for the assembly elections in the state scheduled to be held before December 2022. Union Civil Aviation Minister Jyotir Aditya Scindia and Telangana Minister of Information Technology K. Taraka Rama Rao will be formally launching the Medicine from the Sky project at Vikarabad in Telangana. The project is the first organized drone service in the healthcare sector for delivering medicines and COVID vaccines. The project is an initiative of the state government led by the Emerging Technologies Wing of the IT Department in partnership with the World Economic Forum Niti Aayog and HealthNet Global and has received the final regulatory approval from the Ministry of Civil Aviation. The drones will have a range up to 10 kilometers and will carry consignments of vaccines, medical samples and other healthcare items. The Medicine from the Sky project is expected to be used, especially in remote areas, for delivery of emergency medicines and vaccines. Nagaland today reported 39 fresh positive cases of COVID-19, taking the total tally to 30,594. Of the cases reported, 30 were detected from Dimapur, 3 each in Kohima and Sept, 2 in Mokokchung and 1 in Wokha. The state also recorded 44 recoveries, out of which 21 were from Dimapur, 15 from Mokokchung, 5 from Kohima and 3 from Sept. The state also recorded 2 deaths today, taking the total COVID deaths to 622. And now to end the news, here's the headlines once again. Prime Minister Ram Nath Kovind says central and state governments are working with judiciary for a better judicial system in the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon citizens to continue the efforts to protect human values. Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam holds review meeting on COVID-19. India and Australia holds 2+2 Ministerial Dialogue. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Have a pleasant night.